Motion to open the meeting at
Second.
5:01.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? I think we got to do roll call votes on this. I want to understand.
Okay.
Bring up the agenda. I want to minimize this guy. Okay, so we'll go through the COVID-19 concerns, project updates, personnel, new hires, rehires, beach, finance incidents, soccer, basketball, and I don't know if we're going to be able to set a next meeting date tonight, but is there any other items we want to add to this agenda for tonight?
Well, with project updates, I would also wanted to add a project for the beach to add an outdoor shower and repair a bubbler. So that could just be added to project updates.
Okay. All right. Let's get right into it. The COVID-19 concerns, spring programs, summer camps. You had sent a number of documents. Yes. Which one do you want me to look at first?
If you're good with getting started, we start with just a discussion for the spring programs. There's no documents that go with that specifically, but just as a discussion for where we're at and any decisions that the commission might want to make regarding the spring programs. So what that refers to for us, for the Parks Department, is the volleyball program, which has been canceled officially, and the soccer U4 through U8 program, and then, of course, the other programs that we offer or we utilize the parks for, such as baseball and softball. So just kind of a discussion on all of those items and any status that we may want to update ourselves or the public with.
Okay. Well, for baseball, we've basically canceled the spring season. We're not necessarily calling it a canceled season. We're saying we're just going to try to play the season in the summertime. We're going to push the start to end of July, end of June, early July. So it's kind of on hold for now. But I don't know if that informs how we should do the other programs, but I think that's kind of the way we should go. I don't know if we can do spring soccer, and I don't know what the league feels like for the travel, but I don't think we can play during the regular season.
Sarah, do you have any thoughts on that with the new notice given out today that May 18th is the very earliest, which is a Monday, the very earliest that we can start using the parks? And that's, again, only if there's not a furthering of the closures.
Right. As far as the younger kids go, we've kind of talked about the same thing, Jason, with the soccer board and coaches that looking to try to push that season out. We have a lot of parents, especially at that U8 level, U6, that want to still try to play if we can get in 4 to 6 weeks, even if it's early summer. Neshoba Valley has pushed that start date out, are looking into a summer program, but nothing has been confirmed at this point for the travel kids.
Okay, well, with that said, is it best for the U4, just for the U4 through U8 kids, is it best to maintain the registration status as is and keep everyone registered, or to have registrants refunded and let them know that when there is going to be a program, we're going to get restarted?
I would almost maybe offer either, that parents can either choose to withdraw and get that money back, or choose to wait it out and see if we can put together something in the summer for them.
So what we did with baseball was we created a Google form and sent it out to all of our registrants and basically asked, we said we can't play in the spring. Earliest we can start is this time if we can. We don't know yet. But do you want an immediate refund, or do you want to continue to wait? And we've actually got more continue to wait responses than not. So
Okay. What would you think about that, Sarah? Sending a similar notice
Yeah,
out to.
that's fine. I can do that. Yep.
Okay. And then if you can give me a list of those who
Yeah.
need refunds.
The refunds, sure.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. All right. And then we'll have the agenda calls for talking about the older kids a little later, unless you want to talk about that. potentially now.
It's kind of the same thing at this point. I'm assuming now with that May 18th date being released today that we'll hear more from the league, probably later this week.
Okay. Sounds good. So Jason, unless there's anything else with spring programs for any of the other commissioners interested in discussing it, I'm ready to move on to the summer camps.
yeah, I don't think there's anything else, but I think we should definitely get something out there, some communication out there soon, so people aren't wondering. And some people may need the money, right? It'd be
Right.
some hardships there that they could use some money back. So.
And even for the older kids, we even talked about, as far as Ayer Shirley goes, offering the same thing, whether you want to withdraw totally, whether you want to wait it out, or if you know, and if you do withdraw because you need that money now, and we do have a season, it gives you the option to re-register if there's still slots available. So it kind of gives them their choice.
Is that something we can do with the soccer, the older kids now, or do we have to wait to see?
They were waiting from a final standpoint from Neshoba Valley as to what the league was doing, whether we're going to be tied to what we said for teams or whether they're going to release those penalties, if you will.
So it sounds like we're going to send a message on the younger kid soccer and wait
Correct.
for the league, but probably do the same thing.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay, Jason.
I just want to cautious about re-registering, and that might be a little bit of a burden to track. Yeah, I know with baseball, if we're giving you refunds, it's your decision now, but we're trying to encourage people. If you're not sure, you don't have to decide now.
Right.
If you want to wait a few weeks and then make your decision. But don't say we want a refund now and then try to re-register later. It's just too much to track. It's just too hard to do it that way. So, but if we have a plan in place and a mechanism to do it easily, it's not going to affect people's time and however we're going to do it. But just want to make sure we get a communication up quickly. I'm sorry, Jeff, go ahead. We can talk about
Okay,
the
well,
camps.
so if everyone got a copy of the Air Youth Sports Camp Opportunities that I sent out earlier, what this is a calendar that we make up every year of all the different summer camps we offer. And the dates that were on there were the ones that we'd kind of come up with. For Sarah, the soccer one, I put down June 22nd to 25th, just as that brief conversation I had with Coach Justo as a possible one. So, that's just there. But again, that hadn't been determined yet, nor have you or the coaches determined the times or the levels or anything else with that. So that's just kind of a placeholder. But the earliest one that's on our schedule is that June 22nd through 25th one. Which is, and again, it conflicts with the baseball clinic, and move that to a later date in July anyway. But the question I have to the commission is, when do we want to put this out there? Is something we want to advertise to the public? And when do we want to tell the public that we're going to open registrations for the summer camps? Generally, by now, in a regular, normal time, we'd be having people knocking down the door. I got to sign my kids up for summer camps. We'd like to plan our activity, so on and so forth. So obviously, it's a different time, and we're trying to make things work for everybody. But with that said, we'll want to try to get something out some kind of messaging soon about what we plan to do. My suggestion would be to say that we're going to be making a decision around sometime on or before June 1st to either open up registrations for the summer camps or make a different plan depending on what the COVID-19 issues continue to be. So I personally believe that if the first camp that we're going to have is soccer from June 22nd to 25th, then I think that gives plenty of time to register in those 3 weeks. That's just my opinion on that, but I wanted to put that out to the commission for thoughts.
So Mark reached out on April 8th asking if we could set up a time to kind of chat about soccer camp, and I haven't heard back from him since.
Yeah. Well, you know, the urgency, it seems like, is faded for people for a lot of things, but we'll make that work. But assuming that date holds up, what would the commission think of that plan to hold off until June 1st to open up registrations and open up information to the public on what these dates are going to be? Or should we open these dates up to give the public an idea of what we're planning to do, just to give them an idea of where these things are being planned to be, with obviously the caveat that these dates may need to be changed.
When do we normally publish these?
They would have been published by now, generally mid-April.
Okay.
I think you're better. Yeah, I think you're better toward just putting something out saying the general tact, right, with more to come after June, because it's almost too fluid now to try to put anything out there. And if you register, then we're going to have to go through the whole refund process again. Then I mean, I like the idea of letting people know what we're thinking, but maybe it makes sense just to hold off on that registration bit until we get further down the road.
Yeah, I agree. June 1, if we can do June 1, that's plenty of time to get everybody registered. If they know in advance too. And you know, we could send it out now, maybe ping people again, because we'll know, you know, May 18th is the new date, right?
Yeah.
We'll probably know sometime the first or second week of May if it's going to be extended. Actually, probably the second week of May, we'll probably know if that's going to be extended or how things are looking at that point. So we could even ping some people again after that. If that date comes and things are starting to ease up and we're starting to open up different things, we can hit people up again. If not, and it's getting extended, you know, we have time, and then we can ultimately open the registration June 1.
Because generally we'll send out information and reminder to specific registrants who had previously registered for either the camp the previous year or the regular program during the previous year. So, you know, I'd like to send something out to them this week to give them just some information of what things look to be. So if the commission is good with
fine.
what you're, then that's what I'll do, is I'll send something out just letting them know that we're, you know, for example, basketball, you know, we have a target date for basketball to be these dates. We're not sure where we're going to be. We're not going to open up registration until at least June 1st. At that time, we'll either let you know you can register or let you know that we're not taking registrations yet due to further concerns about COVID-19. Does that sound okay?
It does. Do we have coaches and individuals lined up to run all of these things yet?
Everyone except the football camp. I've been talking with Bill Manchester due to Coach M's possibly not being available from what I've been told. I haven't talked to Coach M myself, so I'm not sure what his availability is. So the football one is still up in the air. The soccer camps, both varsity coaches are very interested in doing it. So my guess is just a matter of working out logistics for that. I've been doing the baseball and softball camps and the mini ball camps, and the 2 varsity coaches for basketball are all in for them. So yes, we're all covered for all of those camps.
Okay. Great.
And, okay, so that sounds good. So the next thing that we wanted to talk about was swim lessons in that same line of thinking. Just letting the public know when they can start registering for swim lessons. And Heidi and I have talked about it. I'm not sure if Heidi's still there. I don't see her video.
I'm here. Can you not see me? I'm here.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You were gone blank.
Yeah, I muted, so. Okay.
So Heidi and I talked about briefly about swim lessons, and we both agree that it's too early to offer them now, but in the same light as summer camps and probably parallel with summer camps, it'd be good to get a message out that just to let people know we're not accepting registrations right now. We're hoping to have them, but it probably the earliest we're going to get any kind of information out to sign up June 1st. Is that correct, Heidi? Is that your?
No, that sounds, yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah. So is the commission in agreement with that to be the ideal way to go with this?
Makes sense. Again, it's good to let people know what the thought is, right? And then more to come.
Right. It's a moving target.
So the next thing we had on the agenda was for the beach reopening and the park reopening. So as I sent out a notice earlier, and I think most of you already heard, the beach and park cannot be open until at least May 18th at this point. That's the earliest that the governor will allow it. So, and that, again, as Heidi mentioned earlier, is a moving target. So we may, be backing up on that too. But for now, that's the earliest we can do. Heidi had put together a letter, which I'd sent a copy to you all about a notice we'd like to put up for the beach. We had just a quick idea of what's going on with it and what we expect to do. And what Heidi and I would like to do is at this point already just come clear and say that we're not going to open the beach until at least June, I think June 12th, whatever date the official end of school is supposed to be. Sarah, you must know that.
It looks like it's June 12th on the.
June 12th. Yeah.
I mean, and, just because we may possibly be opening certain things up by May 18th, I don't think means that we have to let, swarms of people into the beach all at once. I think we can be and should be a little more cautious about that.
So when we start getting opened up in mid-May, it's not gonna be a flood, of okay, everything's open, we're good to go. You're gonna see businesses, if they're gonna reopen, they're gonna be required to have like minimum capacity or like half capacity and things like that. And that's probably gonna be a couple months. It's not gonna be like, okay, 1 week. So June 12th, maybe not. But certainly Memorial Day, if on the weekends up until the end of school, I don't know. It's going to have to, if we're going to do it, we got to think about it, and we may have to cap it. Say, as long, how we got to figure out how many, what's the capacity to make sure people are keeping a 6 foot distance.
Yeah, there has to be
or we just keep it closed.
Right. Well, we can have a gate attendant and a lifeguard, and cap it at whatever we feel is a safe amount.
Right. And I honestly think it's not going to be up to us anyway. I think that parks and other recreational activities are going to be, up to the government they're going to be the ones to dictate when things can reopen.
Right.
And
they can reopen
capacity.
it, but we can also limit the exposure.
Right.
I think that could be within our jurisdiction. You get a 90-degree day in the middle of June. You can't have 80 people, 100 people there.
Right.
Yeah, we have to work out a number of other things too.
Yeah.
Just how we're going to be able to have our lifeguards interact with the public physically. and different things like that. We need to exercise obviously a certain amount of caution and do a little more investigation on what is the best protocol for that. Heidi and I will look into that further, but that's why we thought that regardless of how early the state government might allow us, or local government, town of Ayer selectmen, allow the to open. That would give us enough time to staff appropriately, make sure that our staff is being safely put out there without concern or liability to us. And that was part of the. It also has some historical precedent that we've been doing it for a while, but the old date for opening used to be the end of school. We've moved it up by a decade to Memorial Day. So it's not like unprecedented. It's not open until the end of school. It has been the common case until recent years.
I think people have to understand that too, right? I mean, I like putting out a date that says, hey, it's not going to be Memorial Day. It's going to be later, and with the rules to be determined.
Yeah,
so.
I agree with that too. Mm-hmm.
The other thing we have to consider too is what kind of PPE are we going to be able to get for our staff?
Yeah, I mean, I can work with our the vendors that we use. Obviously, going to be a little bit out from getting it, but at the minimum they'll have masks, and the gate attendants should have masks. So I've been working on that.
Yeah, masks, gloves, but we got to make sure we have. I don't know what you call them. How do you know them? But the face shields for if they have to perform CPR.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If we can't provide that level of safety to the staff there, then that's going to be taken into consideration.
Believe me, I've thought about that. Yeah. Yep.
I'd like to think the state is going to offer some resources with what they're going to, when they open their pools and things like that, some protocols they're going to have in place that we can piggyback off of. But that information hasn't been made available yet, and likely.
Right. So this right here, what we're looking at, this is the proposed communication.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think if everybody wants to just take a look at it on their own time, if they have any comments to just send it back, but it looks good to me.
I agree. I don't have anything to comment on.
Okay. We'd like to get that put up on social media probably this week if we can.
Yep. How are we going to post all those other things? Just via email? I'm talking about soccer and.
Well,
I
Sarah has put together a new Facebook page with lots of information. So posting it on there, posting it on our webpage, the town webpage. I think that'll be ideal for that stuff. And then, of course, we'll send it out to any pertinent groups. For example, the basketball, the baseball, just anyone who's done any of those types of things before, we can send those out to those specific groups as well. Just cover as much information as we can, and then it'll be out there. So, it's a pretty small town, even when we're all undercover. It's, information gets out pretty easily.
Okay. Is there any other, we have the beach line item later on down in the agenda. Is there any other beach topics we need to talk about? Or do you want to continue on, talk about the maintenance and?
Yeah, if we can maybe bump up that project update for the bubbler and shower, because I did want to get Heidi's input on that as well. So I forwarded two estimates that we've gotten from Bassnet Plumbing. Bassnet Plumbing had to do some extensive work this year when they de-winterized our bathrooms. So they had to do a number of toilet repairs that have been we've been putting off for a couple of years just to get them more smoothly running. They've been having some issues over the last couple of years, just running continuously. So I asked them to do a little extra stuff on. So we're going to have a little higher bill from anyway. They also were involved with hooking up our new irrigation system down at the beach, but we'll talk about that when we get to that. But these two estimates are for the bubbler down there. If anyone's familiar with it, Sarah obviously is, and Heidi is. It's pretty disgusting. The bracket that holds it on is very rusty. It's just it was a home thing that somebody kind of slapped together 25, 30 years ago, and give them credit. It's lasted 25, 30 years, but it's pretty crappy. So, I'd like to get that cleaned up. And that estimate for repairing that was $360. And then another thing while they're doing it that I thought, something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I know that Heidi and Sarah must be thinking about it too, is putting in like a little shower instead of just having a little hose for people to rinse off with. So in the same area, putting up like just a little shower head and foot washer, and that would be $820. So I would like to have it done while they're down there already doing some of that stuff, because that'll save us some money having them down there already.
Is that what this potential savings is?
I believe that has to do with the fact that we're having the jobs done at the same time. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we need two separate motions or one motion that includes both?
I think one motion including both would be acceptable after discussion, because somebody could make a motion to approve both estimates or both jobs.
All right, why don't we do them as two separate motions then? I think it's a good idea to get them done. So
I'm not sure if Heidi's still there. Is Heidi there? I thought Heidi would love this.
she's there. Caleb's iPad is still there.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm here.
Present.
Yeah.
So we'll do one. You want to do one at a time, Jason? You said so. I can make a motion to approve the invoice from Bassnet for the work on the bubbler for $360 at the beach.
Second that.
Is this a firm number, Jeff? Are these firm numbers, or do we need to build in a little bit extra?
I believe they're firm enough. I don't think it's going to exceed that.
Okay.
We sent out an estimate that hasn't that they've charged more for. So not to exceed
Okay.
$400 might be ideal.
All right, cool. We got a motion made and seconded. Is there any further discussion on this? All right, so we're going to do a roll call vote. Kevin?
Aye, I guess.
Sarah?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
And for Rich, I'll give him an R out there. So I'm an I. Yes, I'm a yes. All right, then we'll need another motion for the shower head and foot washer. Where do you intend on having that installed?
I was thinking right at the same area of where the bubbler is. Also in the, so that people would stand on the paved path while they're doing it.
That's the wall. That's the wall that faces the pond, right?
It is.
That's perfect.
That'd be nice. I can make the motion on this one as well to approve the invoice for $820 from Bassnet to install a shower at the beach house at Sandy Pond for the
Second.
shower.
Second.
Is that Jeff seconded? Sarah seconded?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, motion made, seconded. Any discussion on this? Okay, we'll go through a roll call vote. Kevin?
Aye.
Sarah?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
And I'm a yes as well.
The shower, that'll be a nice ad down there. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a long time coming. That'll be good.
Okay. Back to the
And,
agenda.
So just in terms of other park and beach maintenance that we have going on down there, we're doing the best we can with the school programs now closed down for the season. We're not in any big hurry now to do any more work on the field up at the high school. We've got those in pretty good shape, but now there's probably not going to have any school seasons. So that's just, it's the shame, but it opens up us to do more things. So I'm going to continue to do the best I can with it. Unfortunately, we're still understaffed. We can't have any staff working per order of the selectmen. So until that is lifted, we're going to be limited. I am going to be sending a letter to Robert requesting that we can get park personnel to come back to work on a limited basis with under certain conditions of safety. That's determined, but we're going to be having a much more aggressive maintenance coming up that it's going to be difficult for me to do on my own without at least some help. So I'm going to hopefully get them to allow us to have at least some hours for some of our part-time employees.
Okay, sounds good. Same thing with these employees too. We got to make sure that they understand the social distancing. We got to make sure they get PPE, face masks, gloves, things like that when required.
Yep.
So.
Okay. And the last part of the COVID concerns was messaging to the public, and I think we've already kind of covered that.
I think so. Okay. So any project updates? Hi, you're welcome to stick around. Obviously, if you want to drop, it's up to you.
Okay. I'll stick around for a little bit.
Oh, wait. Well, we got to talk about the deep irrigation, right?
About the
I
what?
thought you were excited about the shower.
What's that? I'm excited.
Oh,
I'm
good.
just muted.
You're so excited you're muted. Great.
Yeah, I had to mute myself so the background noise doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's great. I'm excited.
So with the project updates, the storage building, the office is coming along really well. It's probably going to be done complete within a few weeks, which will be ahead of schedule even. There are a couple of concerns that have come up though, unfortunately, and the biggest one was we were hit by National Grid with a $15,000 work charge for putting in new poles and a new transformer. I sent an email chain with that forward to the commissioner. It's kind of long. It's a few pages, so you don't necessarily have to read all through it. But basically, it explains from National Grid that they vetted out all this stuff. This is what it is. You guys have to pay it. End of story. Unfortunately, it really puts a bite on our budget. When we first looked at it, the town engineer, Dan, thought that would put us at a $400 overrun, which again isn't terrible, except that we still wanted money for like office material, for hooking up the internet we still have to do. We wanted to get a jack for the mowers, a number of things that we had on the original project that we kind of took off, and we were hoping to have enough money at the end to do some of the stuff. So after looking at the project a little further, it looks like now we actually have probably about $4,000 left after all this. And we've had to add a few costs during the project, but it's not likely we're going to have any more. So it's a pretty good guess that we're going to have $3,000 or so to work on some extra stuff. Still not a lot of money, just in case we do have another overrun or there's some things we want to add. I mean, just like I said, office furniture, tables, chairs, things like that are going to cost money. What I'm hoping to do is, I have talked to Robert and Lisa about the idea of possibly getting the town to use some other means to pay that $15,000. There's funds called UDAG funds, if you're not familiar with them, that the town gets through the federal government that can be used for specific purposes for the town. And the selectmen have to approve those. So I'll be talking to Robert about the possibility of getting the selectmen to look at those, but I wanted to make sure the commission was aware of that concern and the approval to go seek out the UDAG funds instead of just using our budget and hoping that we'll have enough for everything else we need.
Yeah, I think we got to get the money however we can, right?
Okay, so I will go forward with that then. So aside from that, I hope you get a chance to come down and take a look at the building. It really is coming along nice. So that's a good thing.
You want me to bring up these pictures?
Sure.
We're looking at the utility box.
You getting excited about it, Jeff?
Yeah, kind of. It's just one of those things that it's going to be a lot to make the transition at the wrong time of year.
Right.
If we all of a sudden say go and we're doing all these programs and we get a late start. Now we're doing soccer and baseball and softball, plus we're getting our summer camps going, plus we're doing all our heavy maintenance season, plus we're doing the swimming, plus we're doing everything else, and we're going to try to move all at the same time. It's going to be a lot. So, but to answer your question, yeah, it will be an exciting time. So. I know that, so I was talking to the part-time maintenance workers, they're all excited. They think that's going to be their new home. So. Any other questions about the storage building from anybody?
I don't have any.
So the beach irrigation, that is all set except for the final hookup. The contractor is going to come back to hook up with the plumber and set up everything to get the water coming out of the building. So that will be good and will be a great asset for us to try to maintain that lawn a lot better. So that'll be a great thing. One more quick note about that. The budget for that was $20,000. We ended up getting it all done for a little over 10. So we saved a pretty good amount of money.
Nice.
Great.
Too bad we couldn't read direct.
Yeah. In the private sector, you can do that. Sorry.
No, but yeah, that's good though. Okay. Personnel.
For rehires, we'd like to rehire everyone and all the part-time maintenance people from last year would like to come back. Heidi and I are still working on the lifeguards and the gate attendants to verify who's going to be coming back, but it looks like most of them would like to as well. Jocelyn would like to come back and do the management concessions, which is good. So we're pretty good with that.
Yeah, I have not, but 9 lifeguards that are returning.
Yeah. So one thing, Heidi, that you and I'll talk about some more, and just wanted to get approval. Doesn't have to be voted on, but just a discussion if you wanted to, possibly adding 2 junior lifeguards, 1 or 2 anyway, just because
Yeah.
on a yearly basis, it's been very beneficial to keep our staff. But, Heidi, what are your thoughts about adding a couple junior lifeguards? If we
I think
find
that's great.
candidates that are-
I think that's great. I don't have everybody's availability, just that they'll be back. So that's great. That'd be wonderful.
Okay. So if anyone knows of any ideal candidates who might be interested in that, we'll be putting that out there. Maybe making a selection of 1 or 2. Part of the prerequisites of that, they have to be at least 15 years old. Generally, we prefer for them to be under 18, but generally the best age for this is 15 to 16 years old, generally of high achieving types that demonstrate that they have a high level of maturity for their age. So that's the things we're looking for with that.
Okay, sounds good. I think we already talked about all the beach. Do we have stuff to talk about for finance?
Just that the budget came out. I sent a copy of that out to anyone in case anyone had any questions on it. I believe that we're requesting about $6,000 more for this year. That just covers cost of living allowance increases of 2% for all of our part-time employees and maintenance, including the lifeguards, and also the bump in minimum wage. So the two of those combined are going to come up with those $6,000. That's where that figure came from. At the town meeting, which has been moved to June 8th, we have 3 items on there for the from the capital planning. And we also have our budget. So all those things will have to be approved, and we'll have to be able to defend them at town meeting if there's any questions on them or answer any questions. I intend to be there. Obviously, it's beneficial if commissioners can be there as well. But just wanted to make sure everyone knew the town meeting was moved to June 8th and what we are looking to be asking for.
June 15th.
Oh, June 15th. I'm sorry. June 15th. My mistake.
I think, is the town election June 8th, maybe?
That could be. I get those two mixed up. So that's probably the case.
Okay. Do we have any, we don't really have any other items on the,
No, just those 3. And that's a lot.
right? Well, look at that, the UDAG replenishments.
Well, the UDAG replenishments doesn't have to go to a town meeting. That's just getting UDAG funds. The funds are already there.
Right.
So it's up to the state to utilize them as they see fit. So they sign off on UDAG spending. So they would have to be the ones to approve the money being spent for the polls.
Okay. Okay. Do we have anything else to talk about,
They'll be having
money-wise?
Nope, not unless anyone has any questions.
Nope. Do we have any incidents to discuss?
Very few. With the beach and park closed, people have been very good, and I've been very appreciative about people abiding by those town orders. We have had some visits from different people walking on the perimeter path on occasion. I talked to the police chief. It's the big thing that we're concerned about is social distancing or crowds, and so far we haven't had any of that, so it's been really good. The only strange incident we had at the beach was early on at the end of March. We actually had the fire department had to come down, or the ambulance had to come down to do a rescue where somebody broke their leg inside the beach after it was locked. I wasn't given any further information on that, but that happened. So it's just kind of an odd thing. The only other thing is are back in their evil ways. So I'm trying to do the best I can to discourage them from doing their business on our fields.
Well, they're reclaiming their space now that humans are no longer there.
That has been a problem.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can get back out there soon.
Can we get permission to have our kids camp there? We can just put them there for a month.
That sounds like a great idea.
Did you like zip tie the nets, Jeff? I've seen a couple parks that took their nets and like zip tied them to the rim so the ball wouldn't go through them.
I did not. If I was given direction to do so, I would, but I did not plan to.
I mean, if it's a problem and all of a sudden we have mass amount of people playing basketball on there, maybe, but I just didn't know.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to see anyone down there. I don't.
All right. I mean, do we have anything to talk about soccer, or do we kind of already hit that? Sure.
Sorry, I was just unmuting. I think we're okay. I'll send out some communication tonight to the ones that had registered for the program, and we'll go from there.
You can copy me on that, Sarah, in case
Sure.
anyone's missing it. I'd
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Sure.
What about basketball?
I don't think there's much to talk about. It's just a little thing, but everyone was- that's something they wanted to add.
Who's this 508 number? I think this is the one that's
That's Jeff.
popping up. Jeff, okay. Yeah, if you're on the line, if you could just mute your line when you're not talking. Even if you just mute your phone. I'm sorry, Jeff. Or Kevin. You guys were talking about basketball. Couldn't really hear.
I was putting it over to Jeff or Kevin if they had anything to add, outside of what we talked about with the camps and discussing it with the registrants. Didn't really have anything to add to them at this point. They were fortunate, the basketball group, everything finished up just before all the COVID concerns came up. So it was kind of nice that they came through. Although, Jeff, I don't think that we quite finished the Central Mass season, did we?
No, we got it in.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they sent it, and we finished up the season probably like a week before that. So we were able to finish it up.
Yeah. So the one thing that hasn't been done is getting together with the Ayer and Shirley reps just to go over things. But as that board's going to be reconstituted, we'll obviously have to, redo that whole thing anyway. But I don't think, there's always a desire to get that done early on. But, with the concerns for meeting as they are, it's not worth us really getting anything done. The budget's been already figured out. It's been forwarded. No one seems to have a concern about it. So I think we're in good shape with that.
Do we have the seat next year? Or I guess it starts up in the summertime, right? But it's our seat coming up, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. We'll have to figure out how we're going to fill out our commission. And how we'll take care of that. So, I'm sorry, there was nothing else to add to the agenda, right?
No, not for me. I don't know if anyone else has any concerns.
I don't.
I just wanted to say we did our virtual egg hunt and people participated and seemed to have fun. And it was, they put an article on the front page of the paper.
Oh, nice.
Do we know how many people may have participated at all?
I could probably, somebody did a slideshow of all the pictures. We could go through and count how many different houses, but in reality, probably not an exact number.
Yeah, that's all right. But it was good. It still was a decent show.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks for putting that together.
Tons of people came by the town hall.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, the Easter Bunny had the protective tape keeping people from
You did.
getting with exes.
Yeah, no, people were really good about staying in their cars and stuff. So that was good.
Great. Okay, so it's in terms of the next meeting, do we want to wait? I mean, May 18th is the date. It's sort of the next target date, right? For reopening. So that lines up with being the third week of May, third full week. We may get guidance before then, I would imagine. Probably early of the week of the 11th or the 12th. So what do we think? May 20th, maybe?
The 19th is a Tuesday. That's probably the best day to do it because you can do it during office hours that the town hall is open. So Tuesday at 5 o'clock would be ideal.
Okay. So can we pencil that in, and then we can check with Carly and Cindy and see if that works.
19th, is that correct?
That's
May 9th. Yep, Tuesday, May 19th.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it would be ideal, and then we might have a better idea of what we can possibly do and possibly not do. So that'd
Right.
be
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll take a motion to adjourn and get out of here.
I make a motion to
This
adjourn
is
at 51.
this.
Second.
Any second. All in favor? Do we do a roll call? Kevin?
Aye.
Sarah?
Aye.
Jeff? Aye. This is a record. This is the fastest meeting we've had with Jeff present ever. I think.
Yeah, what does that say? Oh, boy.
Right. All right, everybody. Have a great night. Stay safe. Thanks to APAC and Cindy for the technology and Carly for setting us up. And we'll talk soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Everyone.